Right, good evening, everybody. David Paul here in the KHOU 11 Weather Center, your tropical update here at 9 o'clock. And it's an interesting evening with a tropical depression or tropical storm possible to form tomorrow right off the Texas coast, which is, it sounds alarming. It looks like it's going to be a very weak system. It looks like our impacts here will be, I'll say minimal as tropical impacts go, but there will be a wind impact on the coast or maybe a heavy rain threat early in the morning for all areas across southeast Texas, and then things will improve rapidly tomorrow afternoon. So let's take a look at all the players here. Tropical rain is the threat. This is on Wednesday. Street flooding being the threat the first half of the day. Inland winds, not a concern, 10 maybe to 20. Coastal winds, a slight concern, 25. You could see a gust of 40. I really think those stronger winds are going to stay offshore, but it will increase the seas and surf, and low areas could flood with beaches that face the Gulf of Mexico and low spots on roadways as we head through the morning hours tonight and in the morning hours tomorrow. Weather impact alert is going to stay in effect on Wednesday. I really think it's the first half of Wednesday. The second half of Wednesday, we should see improvement in a hurry as the system exits into Louisiana, and then we're going to get hot and a chance to dry out as we head into the coming weekend. For those of you going to the game, NRG, the World Cup game, this is Houston Stadium, NRG. Expect rain, but it could be that rain ends by the time you're getting out of the game. But expect to have to deal with some rain at least the first half through the morning hours of the day on Wednesday. Here's the flood threat for Wednesday. Houston, a 2 out of 4. The coast, a 3 out of 4. But this is going to be for the first part of the day. Morning through about lunchtime. After that, things should improve and that threat should go away very quickly as our potential tropical cyclone number 1 right here is going to have a slight chance to develop as it moves right up the Texas coast, paralleling the coast. Because it's so close to land, it will have a difficult time getting going, but it might. It's interesting, all the deep convection has become very well disconnected from the actual low. Thunderstorms racing toward the Louisiana coast, way out ahead of the storm. What you're seeing is shear. There's wind shear. That's going to accelerate everything to the north and east, and that may be what eventually keeps this from forming at all. Looking at the radar, we're seeing a couple of things. A lot of rain and thunder offshore. You can see the loosely defined swirl down here of our tropical disturbance splitting the coast, and then new development of rain and some heavy downpours there in Brazoria County. I do think our coastal counties, Brazoria, Matagorda, Galveston, Chambers, maybe even Fort Bend County, could see some rain, even some thunder overnight tonight as moisture gets pushed up in there. I did put the streamlines on here. These are the surface streamlines. And what do you see? We see a broad area of low pressure straddling the coast. So that area of circulation needs to get out over the open water if it has a chance to develop. And the chance for it developing is about 60%. You know, it's not a super high chance for development, but it is definitely there. So it's something we'll be watching carefully tonight and into the morning. Now, as we go and look at southeast Texas, new showers popping up, Angleton to Freeport. Those are some heavy downpours in this tropical atmosphere. No lightning and thunder with that. There's more off the coast, so that's moving inland. So we're setting up for a wet night off and on across the coast from Palacios to Freeport to Galveston up to High Island. I think League City, Texas City, San Leon, Lamarck, Hitchcock, Angleton, Alvin, you guys all have a decent chance of seeing some rain this evening and overnight. As far as the tropical threat, there is a tropical storm watch. In yellow, that's in effect this evening through tomorrow until the system exits toward Louisiana. So that means we could see tropical storm conditions. I think it's likely if we're going to see them, they'll be very minimal. But anything that has to do with the water and the tropics, with the wind out there like that, you're going to see wave action go 10 to 15 feet in the nearshore water. So really stay away from it. Be careful with the coastal waters as we go through the morning hours tomorrow. Could see a surge in spots of 1 to 3 feet. That really is going to be the fetch, the wind pushing the waves up on the beaches and low spots along the immediate coastline. All right, so let's take a look at the forecast track from the Hurricane Center. This says potential tropical cyclone number 1 forecast to be here south of Port Lavaca at 1 a.m. So they do forecast it to maybe get off the coast, maybe still interacting with land. But that puts everybody from Bay City to Galveston to Port Arthur on the wet side. So that's why we're still under the threat for seeing some locally heavy rain, especially the coast, but even inland into Houston tomorrow morning. And I'll show you that detailed forecast in just a second on the rainfall. By 1 o'clock, somewhere in here is this tropical, call it an entity. Maybe it'll be a weak tropical storm, maybe a depression, maybe neither of those. Maybe still just an area of disturbed weather. But it'll be a rainmaker until that circulation gets north and east of Galveston. And once it gets north of east of your location, that will then turn off the rain-making properties, as the dirty side will then go into Louisiana, and they'll have to deal with a threat for heavy rain going into Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night, and Thursday, and our heavy rain threat will come to an end. As far as the winds, by 6 a.m., could have sustained winds, now forecast sustained at 34 in Galveston, so you could easily have a tropical storm force gust right on the coast. And also, some of that wind's going to come up across the bay. So San Leon, Clear Lake, folks up toward Christmas Bay, Baytown, Mont Belvieu, you're going to see breezy conditions on the coast and across the water. Inland by 6 a.m., 11-mile-an-hour wind in Houston, 18-mile-an-hour wind in Pearland. So very minimal, a breezy morning, but a little more windy on the coast. We go into 10 a.m. Wednesday, sustained winds out of the southeast at 28 in Galveston, at 28 in Brazosport, and across the bay and across the Bolivar Peninsula. And then as we go into noon, 2 o'clock, that wind threat exits as the storm goes east and our winds very quickly back down and let up. Rainfall overnight tonight, we're already seeing the rain showers scooting into Brazoria, Matagorda County. So we're going to see some rain on the coast overnight tonight. This is 1 a.m. on the coast, maybe a couple of heavy downpours. Through the night into 6:30 a.m., wet on the coast, maybe getting wet even up into downtown by 6:30 in the morning. If we're going to see widespread rain for the commute, it'll be early in the morning, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9. Still some scatter showers by noon, but remember by noon, modeling suggests, or the Hurricane Center suggests, that low may be right here. And in that position, you've got all the bad weather out here on the dirty side of that circulation. And inland and then to the west, that's the clean side. So that may bring our rain threat to an end rapidly toward lunchtime, pushing the heavy rain threat to the east and toward the southwest Louisiana coast. Again, that's noon. And then there goes the rain to the east, and we get a chance to dry out. And then taking into Wednesday night and Thursday morning, a whole lot of rain pushes into Louisiana. Travelers, heads up going over to Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Slidell, Jackson, Mississippi. So rain totals, this is going to be tomorrow morning. I know this says through Thursday, but really the cutoff is through midday on Wednesday. Through midday tomorrow. The coast, I see some pockets of 3 to 5 and 5 to 8. It's certainly possible. Freeport, Angleton, Galveston, Texas City, Lamarck, High Island and Chambers County. Even the Houston area, Harris County area could see 1 to 2, 2 to 3 in spots. This is just now through midday tomorrow. And then after that, the rain is going to shut off. So your 7-day, once again, weather impact alert tomorrow as this tropical entity skirts the coast. And then by the afternoon, it's exiting in Louisiana, and our conditions improve rapidly in the afternoon and evening tomorrow. And then it's just a slight chance for a scattered shower Thursday, Friday, Saturday. High temps in the low 90s will feel like it's 101 to 105. So we're going to trade the rain for heat and humidity as we head into the end of the week and the weekend. Hurricane Center is going to update the track at 10 o'clock. We'll have an update then. That's our next live broadcast. We'll see you then.